And how might I help the garrison?
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia. caution, brother.
You deserve a rest.
You're the outlaw! The one who drove His Highness to madness! On your knees!
He hasn't heard. It doesn't look like he's willing to listen.
Only your death will serve! All your fault!
Damn it. Dion would have been glad to have you back at his side. Uncle, the Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he had.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde. They will await your return there.
One other? Who?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he asked if I might have a solution. And I suggest
One of your...
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his. But yeah,
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten Politico. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you...
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve up, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the...
Oh, don't you worry. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous. Oh, of course, it did take a little, but luckily I had some
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward, Rockford, from a horde of...
It was more of a
Well, the old battle axe was so she had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over them.
I'm happy.
Now, I must be getting... Join us there at your earliest convenience.
Of course, Uncle.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still over?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them...
If perhaps I might suggest, though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the country. But I'm sure that you wish to continue. 2 such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the like. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm, and to do that we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that there will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine if we show them the path, show them that the fate of the world lies in my nephew, but the well-being of her people lies in ours.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, for what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Well, my boy.
that it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now, we shall play our parts to the best of our abilities. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed to court.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
What do you think that thing is?
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you, but from what I hear...
No. Ember lost his nerve in the fact that he didn't lose heart. He pressed on.
Indeed it is. Thank you for... The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened... All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back...
Wait, Sergeant. And this time he was found wanting. After all.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold it, but a scout's nose is different. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a... Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I'll show you. Just...
Daft as a brush, that one. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we'd be about time the curse breakers took some of the weight off it.
Couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? Oh, next thing you know, chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best at... Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
Mid.
Aw, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me, this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0.
And
a cogwheel. Just a tiny... Gear's that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would they... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and...
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Sid! Is Mid still...
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? Is it an airship?
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something a brass gear. A tiny one. One that might...
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember.
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find. All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's... good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear?
That's all for now.
Thanks, Sid.
Well,
They did. And
will it work? He's perfect! You're a genius.
what exactly are you going to...
Only the most important. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place, well... that should do it. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes, children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Doll mentioned a new project yet? There's something about it.
Joshua, I don't think I'd realized how different, but
I suppose it's not hard to...
she doesn't think she belongs.
And that's why we need to let her know that we still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual, and Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up?
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take... It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to...
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business.
Man's Hill.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed.
You're saying I should go and scout the area?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow... What would you do without me, Clive?
You all right?
Something troubling you?
No more than you. It's just... Eda's baby will be...
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north. Families would always make gifts when a bairn was... let the little tykes know they were welcome and then...
So?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any...
Is there anything I can... All right, then.
A good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One me... There's not lucky in all the realm, or so we used to say. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their supply.
Only the big day is fast approaching.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through. I think I might make that my first port of call.
You're a good friend, Clyde.
Still alive, are ya? You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that.
So what do I owe the honour? Not saying Fornian, do you? Should last you a good while. No scratches, all right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by Akashic. I need to hurry.
Have care.
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the Warden... If Chadwick was being held here...
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's...
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Cid.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough. Locked up tight. They were feeding bearers to it. Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that. So this place was no ordinary, and I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when... Nothing but a Kashyyyk down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even. And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come.
All right.
See what we can find down here. A survivor. And she sounds close.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers. Will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen. You're finished! Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. He was here. Do you think...
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last.
Chadwick...
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his...
No. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chad. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was... For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the thing, so we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think...
But even in captivity, the battles... And he died, not as someone's tool. But...
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers and the curse breakers will... I'll fight until my dying breath to see it.
Thank you, Doris. guard dogs. Quite a specimen it is, too. No match for you, eh, Torgal? The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks? His interest certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents...
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase.
Then we find ourselves very well. The book can just as eat.
Let's see, shall we?
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, so let me answer. There is no correct. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events are...
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from knowledge. That is all. You may keep the book. The world is small until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. To the stables, Carl. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. It's locked. I should look around some more before I start breaking down doors. Conditioning. Disposed of. I wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder. This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. Forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry. many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. But where is the architect of all this misery? It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed. I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman. Vivian, I found it.
You... Even though I asked this of you, I fear the executors had...
I met with one of them, and I convinced him to let... He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of... And that if enough people believe a lie...
It does, but it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it, provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people, as the sad history of...
You said that the book inspired you.
It did. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner, and by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. She taught me that my solitude was not and that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, What I found at my destination...
Do you still feel that way?
Honestly? I'm not entirely sure. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather... But the more I study, the more I find So if you'll permit me, remember, Clive. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift...
I'll try, Vivian.
I hear that you traveled. Did you by any chance?
I did.
If I may? The bearer. The director was a brutal man.
The registry was all I found. There was no sign of a body.
Oh. I pray that at least all their names are here. My friends, I can still remember the children who were taken from their bunks in the morning. No explanation.
They'd be happy to know that you...
But why did I make it out alive?
It's not your fault. See that their names live on.
I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach. All of Valisthea, and in the name of those I lost.
Neither will I.
These records would have been...
It's usually me making demands of our pocket.
Still alive, are you? Coin purse weighing you down? You'll not find a better price than that. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Ah, yes.
You spoke of making amends with Dion.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was... Well, this was some years ago, of course. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme to supervise, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons. I had not expected to meet...
Have you spoken with him?
No, His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. Not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him...
The guilt weighs heavily on him, but as you say, that was...
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations, and I did nothing to ease that burden. It is one of my greatest regrets, and what he truly needed, the blame for Dion's transgressions.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way.
Then I beg that you bring me... Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found, where even the most...
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher there is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers, whether they still survive there, I know not. But...
It's all right.
Thank you, Clive.
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me.
Oh.
A silver chocolate.
Oh, or maybe not. Though there was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, near some gutted hovel not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart. No.
We'll see.
Just because the heavens have gone to wreck and ruin, it don't mean we have to.
How do travel? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a board...
I'm looking for a silver...
If that's the case, no one has seen us. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their... If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be...
You're probably right.
I've got greens of all
Looking for
shapes and
shelter.
sizes. Colours too.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver...
I deal in... But if it's fancies you're after...
Was a silver chocobo?
Oh, yes.
It wouldn't be the first. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's Run. Wait. It sounds almost too good to be true. But... since I'm already here...
Can hardly make out a blooming thing. All for a sunny day.
Let's go. Run like the wind. Tracks. Not left by bandits for a change. More tracks. And these look fresh. A chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is. I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned. It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they change their minds. This is the place, but...
I'm sorry, Clive.
There's nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but... it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone at the backyard? Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
It was no trouble.
Clive, you're back. How'd you get on?
Any luck, you said?
Crystals crack. Where in there?
It's a long...
Right there on the road to East.
Everything up there's been abandoned. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I...
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move. They'll find a new home. After all, that's what us... Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quilts, and now all that's left is...
I didn't know you could cut.
Reckon there's a lot you don't like. The fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as... And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able...
Oh, will I? I should go and see if Edison...
Give it my best.
You can give it to yours.
Say what you will, Lady Karen is here.
Oh. What brings you down?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies...
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and, I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place. Both have similar climbs and the right elevation.
Right.
Did you learn where we might find...
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in December.
Ah, the fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept a record of our so I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned...
Whose shores border the meadows.
Sid will tell us about his adventures in Ash.
Tyre's tea stopped the fits. I only hope they stay stopped.
Ah, Milord.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is...
Wrong? No, nothing like that.
Go on, please. Did you make it?
We did. Aye. It's from all of... It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when I mean a baby. To let him... Oh,
I thank you, milords.
If there's anything you need.
I will.
Fancy a swift off.
I could be convinced. Don't you think you've had enough?
Oh, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
You may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Gotta get back to work anyway. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks.
I know.
And how might I help the garrison today?
Haven't seen any of those beastly blue-eyed... Do be careful.
I will.
Fly, Ambrosia. Meadows are vast. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there. Have care.
Look, brother. Do you see them? I do. The flowers and our friends. What do you see, boy? Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
That was harder than I expected. But found her. It was worth it. She'll love them.
It appears my work is done. The rest, well, you and the sky. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now.
Jill.
There is? And where might this...
It's, not here. How would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill?
How could I? You saw me crying and thought a change of... In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother.
I'm sorry. I had...
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then... that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
Was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive, for this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure. We should probably be getting back.
You're right.
And we'll do it together.
Come on. No need to ride from here. Harmon's madness lives on. Rest in peace. Come on. Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find. No holding back. Straight home now. It's over. Nice try. Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose. Lawsman.
You did?
I think I did.
You did?
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not?
Oh,
It's no trouble. Your Highness.
No.
No, our lawsman has something he'd like to give.
Master Harpocrates. No. Not after everything. I have taken countless innocent, all because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crime, but were I to meet with him again and see in his eyes what I have become,
then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself and to him.
I must, at the very least, offer. Very well, then.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak, not to mention the Wyvern tales. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint.
I hope the soul in the hideaway is to the...
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T.
What's this?
A stolas quill, or more precisely, it is said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride.
Good morrow to you, my friend. I well recall. He truly believed. It will take forgiveness from himself. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. I have quite the find for you today. What subject shall we consider today? The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Clive. Go on, then. Finished, are you?
So what do I owe the honor? What do you want?
Anything else?
First the skies, then the crystal.
Twinside's hundreds of leagues away. Crystal is...
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. Here you are. All done?
You're not from the forest. Well? Then what were you go- And if you had?
fancy a look at the list, do you? Here you go. Think you can help?
Do you think they'll come back?
Of course they will. It's just a big crystal. How hard could it be?